Howdy folks, Dave here at Thunder Mesa Studio, still in Jerome, Arizona as of this recording. It's a Workbench Wednesday vlog. I hope you guys are having a great day wherever you are and whenever you happen to be watching this. Yes, still in Jerome today. If you watched the last WBW, you know that Thunder Mesa Studio is moving. I'm in the process now of packing things up carefully and moving them to my new location, which is down in Cottonwood, Arizona, about 12 minutes away from here. We're going to be going to visit that a little bit later on, but for now, I just wanted to show you what's happening around here and get you all caught up. So it's a slow, deliberate process. I have about till the end of September to get everything out of here. So right now I'm going through all of the non-essentials. I have an open studio coming up. The last one I'll be doing here in Jerome is going to be on September 7th. That's a Saturday from 2 to 6. If you're in the area, come on, stop by and you can see the last hurrah of Thunder Mesa Studio here in Jerome. But for right now, I'm packing up things like this storage cabinet, which is full of, frankly, a bunch of junk that I rarely use. Some of it I use often. Some things like this glue gun. Have you ever seen, why is this in here? Have you ever seen me use a glue gun in a project? I'm just not a glue gun guy. But you know, I have one and may use it at some point in the future, so into the box it goes. I had this idea that I might continue to do project videos during this move. You know, like little things here and there. I could like build a little structure or build some rolling stock for the Thunder Mesa. I actually have a project like that ready to go, but it's become clear that that's, I won't say it's crazy, but it's highly impractical at this point. There's just too much to do. Not only do I have to move everything out of here, but the new space, as you will see, is going to need some work before it's ready for model trains. It's ready to, you know, move stuff in and store stuff there right now, but it's not ready for model trains yet. And I would like it to be much more ready before I start moving the layouts over there. So on we go with little projects like this. God, you know, some of this is just trash. It needs to be thrown away. But you know, it's a good opportunity when you move. Everybody knows this. When you move, it's a good opportunity to go through and look at all this old junk you've been storing and think, you know, come on. I know one thing I often say on this channel is I never throw anything away. I should amend that and say I never throw anything of value away or anything I think is going to be valuable. Looking in this cabinet, I see a lot of stuff that is not valuable and I would rather toss it than move it. My goal here today is to get this cabinet emptied out, and we'll take it over to the new studio and you know, set it up there, and we'll give you a tour, give you some of my ideas and plans for the new space. I still don't have anything concrete drawn up yet, you know, other than thumbnails. Nothing I'm ready to show, but I wanted to share with you some of my ideas for it and you know, give you a little blue sky on where it's going. So I've got a box here which is hardware, nuts and bolts and screws and things like that, and this one's going to be electronics junk. Now I've got a couple little these tabletop tripods in here for filming. A lot of charging cords for various cameras and things. I don't think I've ever used one of these. That's the other thing about moving. You rediscover all kinds of stuff that you forgot you had. And then I've got things like this. This is the leftover one-way glass that I used on the Gruesome Gulch layout. And look what's up here. These are all old mock-ups for different projects that I'd saved. There's the Gruesome Gulch. I think I still want to save those. I don't want to throw those out. And here's the thing we probably all know. If it's on the bottom shelf of the storage cabinet, highly likely this is something that you don't use very often or at all. And down here I've got, you know, there are modeling processes that I use in my videos, some of which I love and really enjoy doing, some of which are just like, nah, they're okay, some of which I merely tolerate. Don't necessarily enjoy doing them, but they're necessary to get from you know, point A to point B in a project. And then there are the tools and the processes that I absolutely loathe and will never use again. And that's one of those is what we have down here on the bottom shelf. This is an entire kit from Micromark. There's nothing wrong with the kit, by the way. I don't want to cast aspersions on Micromark. This is a kit for doing metal etching that I got for a project. And I've used it a couple of times, I think maybe 3 or 4 times. And I'll never, I'm being honest with myself, I will never use it again because I hate this entire process. It's got nasty, noxious chemicals. It's slow, it's time consuming, and it has multiple steps. I mean, I don't know how many steps. And, you know, if you get one of them wrong, any one of the steps wrong, starting from the beginning to the end, the output, you know, the part that you're trying to make is ruined. It goes in the trash. And you don't know that, by the way. It's a photo etching process. And you don't know that it's ruined. It goes into the trash until you've spent your entire day working on this stuff. This is actually a laminator for the film that you use. So, yeah, not one of my favorites. Won't be using it again. So we got everything out of there. And now it's time to move the cabinet itself, which fortunately isn't very big or heavy. This is one of these portable Rubbermaid ones. Pretty lightweight. I can just walk it on out of here. Now don't worry, I'm not going to be documenting every last, you know, cabinet and piece of equipment in exhaustive detail like this during the move. That'd be kind of obnoxious and boring. Just wanted to give you an idea. Okay, that should do it for this trip. Actually, I think I'm going to grab one more thing. This is one of my prized possessions. 1967-68 Disneyland park map. It's been at every art studio I've had as far back as I can remember. So we're going to take it to the new one. In fact, let's go ahead and drive down there right now. Let's see when we get there. Here we are. A little light on the subject, huh? Well, as you can see, the power is on now. I'll change out of my sunglasses into my regular glasses, and I'll give you a little tour. So I'll just start over here on the front door. Do a little 360 here. As you can see, the hat rack made it down. Also something that's been in every one of my studios. Now this is the front office, or where my new work area is going to be. Doesn't look very big. It's about 10 by 15. That's actually a little bit bigger than the workspace I have right now. So there's plenty of room for my model making bench and tools and all that stuff. But the most interesting thing is going to be through this door right here. This is going to be the new train room. Just give you a little overview of the space, you know, warts and all. So you can see the the work that I have cut out for me here. But hopefully also you'll be able to see the potential here as well. Right now I'm in the midst of taking down all of these shelves because, frankly, they're in the way. They're really nice shelves and they're really well built, but I asked the landlords if it would be okay if I could take them down, and they said sure. So, coming in here with a Sawzall and other tools to get these out of here. And when I say well built, I mean kind of overbuilt. These shelves were obviously designed to hold thousands of pounds of stuff. They're 3 feet deep and 16 feet long. Already taken off the top level shelves, and now I'm just working my way down, trying to salvage as much of the lumber as I can, because a lot of it's good lumber that can be reused. But all of this has got to come out before I can start thinking about moving the train layouts in here. And as you can probably see, there's going to be a lot of work to do patching and fixing all of this drywall as well. That's going to be another big job. So the plan right now is going to be to have the Thunder Mesa layout over along this side, kind of just the way it is at the old studio. So you can see why all those shelves have to come out. And then I've got to refinish or fix all of this drywall. Some of the holes are pretty big from the way they attached the shelves to the walls. I mean, you can see the mess it is. This corner back here, I do want to cove the corner of this part. I don't know if I haven't decided if I'm going to use the existing drywall here for the backdrop or build a secondary backdrop on top of that would probably be a smoother surface to paint on. Sorry for the color shifting there. But one way or the other, we're going to have a coved corner here. And one thing I've decided is, just pan up here, the sky color is going to go all the way up onto the ceiling. The whole room, I think, is going to be sky blue. So when you walk through that door, this will be a really cool sort of immersive environment. That's what I'm seeing here. Sky all around you, clouds on the walls. We'll do some lighting effects, some projection effects as well. I'm going to have some either some track lighting. Well, we might have both. Some track lighting and some LED strip, RGB LED strip, so we can change the temperature of the lighting, change the color, kind of go from a day to night scenario. We'll have digital projections on the walls of the moon at night and shooting stars, fireworks over Thunder Mesa. We're going to bring all that back. The lightning storm, all of that stuff should be really, really cool. Can't wait to get past all this construction and get into that stuff. But, it is what it is. Then going from the door along this wall over here, kind of using this for, staging and storage at the moment. But eventually this whole side will also be model railroad. Got a future project plan that I'm not quite ready to share yet, but it's going to go over on that left-hand wall. And then we've got the big roll-up bay doors back here. And those are going to be really handy for, moving the big chunks of layout in and out. But once the layouts are in here, I'm really not going to have much more use for them. I'm not going to, block them off or cover them over or anything permanently. But I do think the Goldfield and Calico layout will be parked across in front of those bay doors there. So you'll be surrounded on all sides by model railroad when you come in here. Should be pretty cool. So the entire space is actually a wee bit bigger than the old Jerome studio. There's definitely more room for trains, though sometimes it doesn't feel like it in here. It feels a little claustrophobic. I think that's because the walls are kind of dingy and I've got these big shelves here. But once all that's cleared out and I've got a fresh coat of paint on everything, I think it's really going to open it up. I know it's bigger because I've measured it. The entire space is about 20 feet long by 15 feet wide, and that includes the front office, so about 450 square feet. And back here in the front part of the space, this is where my main work table is going to be, main work area. This is where I'll be doing the builds and videos for the most part, at least when I'm not working directly on the layouts. I think the Bandit Canyon Railway is going to go somewhere in this space, something to greet visitors when they first come in. And we'll fill all of these walls with the usual shelves and knickknacks and memorabilia. One thing I always thought would be kind of cool would be to have a model railroad on a shelf going around up there near the ceiling, above door level. Something large scale, G scale or FN3. I think that would be really neat. It's got 8-foot ceilings in here, so there's definitely room for it. But that's just a little bit of blue sky, a little bit of beyond Big Thunder. Got a lot of other projects to work on between now and then. Speaking of those other projects, I think we'll open up this rear bay door and I'll pull the van around and move that cabinet in here I just brought down from Jerome. I think this is going to live right over here for the moment. Bring this door down a little bit, try to keep some of that midday heat out. That's going to wrap it up for this Moving Wednesday, Workbench Wednesday. I want to thank you all so much for joining me today, and I hope you will stick with me for the entire journey. It's going to be one heck of a ride. As always, you can also follow Thunder Mesa over on Instagram at thunder.mesa and find the resources available on the Thunder Mesa Studio website at thundermesa.studio. A huge shout out and thank you to our Patreon members who help to make these videos possible. Keep moving forward, my friends. Till next time, adios for now.